Hey guys, Nary here from Drake Wayne Gaming. So if you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Temptation's Ballad. So let's just jump right back in, guys. Let's get all that cuteness in there. Anyway, please sit back and enjoy for the next 18 minutes, and let's jump right in. Alarm chain, you're up, and let's go. Alright. Sid's face felt oddly warm. Was he catching something? He shook his head furiously to clear his thoughts. Something like that. Tell you what, if I let you drive the wagon, will you tell me more about Marrow Bonebreaker? Cole glanced up at him, unimpressed. Hey, who's the boss of this party again? I'll mess with the crystal doohickey if I want to. Cole squinted up at him suspiciously. You're awfully obsessed with Papa. You're not one of those fanboys that keeps clogging up our mail, are you? No! Well, I may have sent a letter or two occasionally. Hamish would like to have a word with you. He's tired of scavenging our bills from all the letters of people asking Papa to step on them. Look, I never wrote anything like that! Who in the world would want to be stepped on? Cole snorted. Oh, you poor innocent baby. Be surprised. Papa has all kinds of admirers. Well, I'm definitely not the stepping kind. I've just been following Marrow's work for a while. The bards in my mom's tavern sing tales about him all the time. Cole glanced up from lying on Sid's lap and tilted his head curiously. What kind of stories are they singing? I've always wondered what regular folks think of Papa. Marrow's pretty much a local legend. I grew up listening to stories about him. The bards sing about how Marrow started out as an infamous bandit who ransacked the nobility of the riches alongside his loyal right-hand man, Amish. The two of them inspired countless worn and weary men to their cause. The group grew unstoppable as they pilfered riches from haughty nobles and gave back to the broken and destitute corners of Axia. Marrow Bonebreaker spearheaded operations that single-handedly breathed life back into poverty-stricken communities everywhere. The nobles and City Watch were helpless to his might. Axia's knights spent countless years trying to throw him in prison, but they never managed to even slow him down. He's been hailed as a hero ever since. Well, that depends on which bards you listen to. I've seen a few performances in the church district where folks were dancing around a bonfire of Papa's burning effigy. About that, how in the world did Marrow manage to become an official mercenary guild without the City Watch knocking down his door? Oh, they've tried. The City Watch and Holy Knights barely stood a chance against Papa. His men were too well coordinated, and they basically danced circles around anyone trying to catch them. By the way, I'm pretty sure Amish was the brain behind all our operations. After years of pillaging the rich and rebuilding the neglected parts of the city, the royal family struck a deal with Papa. They were basically like, please stop stealing and destroying our shit. In return, we'll absolve you and your men of all crimes and start actively funding the malnourished parts of the city like we're fucking supposed to. Please stop humiliating us in front of the entire city. And so Papa agreed and officially formed the Bonebreaker Mercenary Company. Speaking of, I got a question for you. What do the normal folk think about Papa's name? What? You Marrow Bonebreaker? It's a rough and tumble name befitting a great mercenary. Cole snorted comically. It's dumb, and this is coming from his son. I have a running theory that Papa renamed himself at some point thinking it was cool. Well, that is one of the many rumors that the bards have been singing about. Oh? What other rumors are there? Well, one story has it that Marrow was a savage child raised in the woods by feral animals. Another conflicting account says he was a nobleman's child who ran away and became a bandit in a rebellion. Puh. Bards do love spinning their tall tales. A giddy grin hung across Sid's face as he daydreamed about his idol. What a legend! One day, I'd perform great heroic feats just like him. Cole laughed and rolled his eyes in exasperation. You really are a fanboy. Well, so what? I just really admire his work. And by the way, it's my turn to ask some questions. What's it like growing up as a son of Marrow Bonebreaker? It must be a lot more exciting than us commoners. Did you get to do cool missions all the time? Are you constantly going out on adventures saving people? It's cramped. Huh? Sid was startled as Cole suddenly rolled off his lap and crossed his arms with a frown. Papa and Amish are the only ones in the guild with their own bedroom. All I've got is a little hammock in the living quarters with the rest of the mercs. The boys ain't exactly quiet, not a shred of privacy whatsoever. Aw, at least you never get lonely. You're an only child, aren't you? Hey, you're an only child too! I grew up with 30 other mercenary men in the Bonebreaker Guild. That's basically a whole set of annoying siblings. Cole glared at the ceiling of the wagon with a deep frown. Everyone's got their eyes on me, expecting me to fill Marrow Bonebreaker's shoes. But I'm a tiny guy. Papa's got huge feet, and he doesn't even wear shoes. I want to make Papa proud, but I'm not exactly the spitting image of a hero, am I? Cole's sigh echoed through the interior of the wagon. Sid glanced at the small hyena quietly. His brow was furrowed with deep frustration. It was simple to see thoughts plagued him frequently. Sympathy welled in Sid's chest. A light silence hung in the air for several long moments, broken only by the rhythmic grind of wooden wheels rolling across the cobblestone road. Sid reached over and gingerly patted Cole on the head. "What are you doing?" Cole shot him a glare, as though debating whether to bite his fingers off or let him continue. I just thought that stressed-out look doesn't fit you, boss. You may not be very heroic now, but it's never too late to grow. And hey, you've got me now. If you ever need a big guy to swing an axe for you, I've got your back. We'll both become something we can be proud of. The small hyena stared up at him as Sid continued to ruffle his hair. A small smile slowly twitched across his face. It felt strangely genuine. Oh great, an optimist. I guess I'll be counting on you from now on. Don't let me down, big guy. Sid's chest felt warm as he nodded earnestly. Of course! You can count on me, boss! Oh god, she's still wandering around. She still has no idea where the fuck she's going. Oh no. Town Square Plaza. Oh god, poor girl. Oh god. Artemy groaned and buried her face in her hands. Where in the world was the Royal Palace entrance? Oh, is this a miniature? Did they build a fucking miniature set for this? This looks really good. Might also just be a CG render. Either way, it looks good. She'd spent the last few hours stumbling about the city like a directionless duckling, wandering through countless unrecognizable plazas and streets. The massive royal palace castle was visible in the skyline, but even larger walls surrounded it with nary an entrance or gate in sight. The place was truly built like an impenetrable fortress. Artemy sighed in defeat. Perhaps I should have taken Knight Commander's advice and familiarized myself with the town first. He did mention that a shop in the market district was selling more of those cinnamon chocolate chip cookies. It was quite tempting to forget her task and simply explore the city for a while. Axie was bustling and full of life. Artemy had never seen so many people in her life. There were shopkeepers hastily organizing their wares, carefree shoppers strolling down the streets, and children laughing and chasing chickens across the grass. The city was much bigger than she had imagined. Artemy had never felt so small. She shook her head furiously and stomped down yet another street. I must stay focused on my task. I mustn't fail the Knight Commander's trust. Perhaps I should ask for directions. No, what would people think of a clueless chosen one? This would surely reflect badly on the church. A pained cry echoing through a small alley startled Artemy from her thoughts. Huh? What was that? She rushed down the narrow alley toward the sound's source, a hand ready at her sword's hilt. Artemy turned the corner to find a young street urchin curled on the cobblestone floor. The small boy was clutching his knee and whimpering quietly. Oh. Young man, are you hurt? Oh, hello, Miss Knight. I think I'm okay. Oof! The boy attempted to stand, but his ankle gave out from under him. Artemy hastily caught the poor boy before he fell face first again. All right, I guess I ain't as okay as I thought. Little one, what happened to you? Oh, it ain't nothing to be worried about. I was just digging through the trash here as usual, but I jumped out of the rubbish bin at a funny angle. The name's Emil, by the way. Nice to meet you, ma'am. What a polite child. Do your parents know where you are, little one? You're in no state to walk. I'm happy to carry you home if you'd like. The young boy's face lit up. That would be grand. Much appreciated, miss. My folks live just a few blocks away. You're a lifesaver, Miss Knight. Artemy's face flushed and she scratched her cheek bashfully. She was not used to such appreciation. Think nothing of it. I'm simply performing my duties as a knight. Artemy grinned as she tucked her leather box under her arm and allowed the young boy to climb on her back. Her delivery efforts today might have been unfruitful so far, but at least she was able to help someone in need. The young cat hung comfortably on her back as they made their way out of the narrow alley. All right, little one, if you would point us in the direction of your home... Huh? Yeah, I had a feeling. Pocket sand! A small paw suddenly flung a fistful of sand in her face as she stumbled backwards. She helped as another hand roughly pressed more sand into her eyes, grinding it painfully into her skin. Well, what in the world are you doing? Ha! What a sucker! I can't believe you fell for the oldest trick in the book! You knights really are just a bunch of simpletons. Now, what goods are you carrying, missy? While desperately trying to brush sand out of her eyes, Artemy felt the leather box slip from her grip. By the time she regained her vision, the young boy was making a mad dash down the street. For a moment, Artemy sat on the cobblestone floor, utterly stupefied. What? How despicable! Stop! Thief! Oh dear. Sid let out a dull groan as the wagon slowly creaked up a large hill, the town square finally coming into view. Finally! I think I see the shop from here! The first mission of theirs was turning out to be a massive slog. Even Cole was snoring loudly in the back, having fallen asleep from the sheer boredom of their trip. What are we there yet? The small hyena yawned and stretched lazily. Oh, good. Easy pay for your easy work. Just what I was looking for. Sid sighed in disappointment and mumbled quietly to himself. Yeah, easy. He had really hoped his first as an adventurer. He had really hoped his first quest in his adventure would have a little more excitement. The wagon suddenly shook and teetered precariously at the top of the hill as a small urchin boy crashed through the interior. Help! Please! You've got to help me! Whoa, what's happening? You can't be jumping into random people's carriages, kid. It's dangerous. The small urchin boy was shaking with fear as he cowered into a corner of the wagon in between the crates of crystals. I'm so scared. This crazy lady was chasing me down the street. She had a big sword and shield and was charging at me like she was going to kill me. You gotta help me, please. Sid instantly leapt to his feet. Don't worry, kid. You're safe here with us adventurers. What kind of lady would threaten little children? Where is she, kid? I'll go give her a piece of my mind. A hand seized the hem of his tunic and dragged him back down to his seat. All right, time out. I know a farce when I see one. What are you carrying in that leather box, kid? Is it yours? Oh, yeah. It's an heirloom from my parents. What kind of work did your parents do? Huh? Well, they were stonemasons? Cole squinted at him suspiciously. Stonemasons who could somehow afford leather so pompously expensive that it'd make nobles wet themselves? Right, I completely believe you. Hey, boss, lay off the kid, will ya? The poor thing's scared out of his mind. You can't trust people just because they're small and cute. Well, I joined you, didn't I? Cole spluttered indignantly. That's different. I was offering you a job. Yeah. The wooden wagon shook once more as another figure barreled into the tightly cramped space. A short golden retriever knight panted heavily as she jabbed an accusatory finger at the cowering urchin. I finally caught you, thief! Return the stolen package immediately! The street urchin leaped into the back of the wagon behind several crates of crystals. Several crates were knocked over as the knight charged at him and tried to pin him down. The wooden wagon creaked and shook from strain of the two ferociously wrestling each other while screaming and shouting. Ah! She's gonna kill me! You're not gonna leave a poor defenseless kid on his own, would you? Of course not. Yes, we are. Now get out and take this outside. This dinky little wagon can't hold this many people. Puss, this is just cruel! I didn't sign up for babysitting. Aw, figures I'd run into a wagon full of shitheads. There's a bug buzzing over here. Buzz off, bug. At least I won't have to feel bad about this. The little urchin suddenly swung a clawed hand at the ceiling. A sharp ripping sound shredded through the air as a large swath of the wagon's canvas roof collapsed onto everyone's heads. Emil laughed as he watched Cole, Sid, and the knight struggle to throw the tattered cloth off themselves. Serves you right. And looky here, you've got crates full of shiny gems in this old wagon. Don't mind if I help myself to a few. You should fetch me a good old price with old Clyde. Cole shuffled out from under the collapsed roof to see the urchin shove fistfuls of gems into his tattered pockets. Hey, keep your grubby hands off our stuff. The urchin boy merely sneered and blew a raspberry at him. Sucks to suck, ain't it? Well, I've got what I came for. Time to get out of here. Good luck getting out of this mess. The urchin swiped forcefully at the crystal embedded in the front of the wagon before leaping outside with a gleeful cackle. A harsh grinding noise filled the air as magic suddenly surged through the wagon's wooden wheels. Aw, shit! The entire wagon suddenly shot forwards and barreled down the hill at a breakneck speed. Cole felt himself get thrown back and tumble painfully onto the shaking floor. Cracks formed in the wood as the wagon bounced up and down into the rough cobblestone road. A strong hand suddenly grabbed Cole by the waist and pulled him protectively into Sid's chest. We're gonna crash! Oh, everyone hold on to something! Ah, dear. Market District. Soul's Arcane Curiosities Shop. The storefront of Soul's Arcane Curiosities was peacefully quiet this morning. Birds were chirping outside as customers easily perused the shelves of this humble shop. Just a very normal, peaceful morning. Oh, shit! The entire eastern wall instantly caved in as a wagon filled with hundreds of pounds of arcane crystals barreled through the door. Books and potions flew off the shelves and splintered wood scattered everywhere. The shopkeeper and all the customers screamed and scrambled out of the building in utter terror. There was a low groan from under the broken wood of the collapsed wagon. Sid threw a large slab of rubble off himself where he shielded Cole with his own body. He glanced down at the small hyena with concern. "Whew! We survived! Are you doing okay, boss?" Cole scratched his head and stared at the destroyed storefront. "Well, the job did ask us to deliver these crystals to the shop. I guess this counts as a mission complete? I don't think we're getting paid for this, boss." "Well, fuck. There goes my plan for an easy workday. Papa's gonna be disappointed." Another pile of rubble fell apart as a young knight who had been in their wagon dug herself out. She was wheezing as she desperately scanned her surroundings. "That boy! Where is he? That little shit ran off a while ago. I don't think you're gonna catch him anytime soon. That can't be! I was supposed to deliver that package to the royal family. What will I tell the Knight Commander? He took a chance on me. I cannot fail him with such an important task. Mother was right. I really am the worst chosen in history." "Oh, cheer up, miss. Look on the bright side. Things could have gone worse." "Yeesh!" Shouts suddenly surrounded the exterior of the shop as a loud alarm spell reverberated through the street in a shrill wail. "Halt! Intruders! This is the City Watch! Drop your weapons and surrender immediately!" More footsteps roused the storefront. Cole, Sid, and Artemy found themselves surrounded as half a dozen angry guards rushed into the destroyed shop. Cole reluctantly raised his hands in surrender. "So much for an easy workday." Oh, man. Oh, come on. Shortly after being apprehended, the three of them were marched into a small, shabby-looking jail that appeared woefully understaffed. The City Watch tossed them into an empty cell without a second thought, their complaints falling on deaf ears. The air was cold and oppressively damp. Dim light poured through the narrow cell windows and barely illuminated the claustrophobic stone floor and walls. Cole groaned and rattled his cell doors in annoyance. "Come on, Wes, we told you already. A little urchin brat broke our wagon and stole a bunch of shit. This is your chance to arrest the right guy for once and be a semi-competent sheriff." From the other side of the door, a tall figure swaggered up to Cole with a huff. "I ain't falling for any more of your tricks, Bone Breaker. Especially when I finally caught you at last." Cole rolled his eyes with a huff. "You've arrested me like 20 times already. 27 times! 27 fucking times! 4 counts of thievery, 5 counts of disorderly conduct, and 18 counts of public indecency." "And just 18? Damn, you gotta put a little more effort into catching me in action." "What?" Shut your trap, kid. After today, I won't need to. You finally getting locked up for good." "Yeah, you said that same thing the last 27 times. Sid gingerly poked his head out from behind Cole. "Hey, sir, not to interrupt you or anything, but we were telling the truth. This kid jumped into our wagon." "You shut your trap, too. I don't trust any one of your associates, Collodi? How do you say his name? Collodi, Bone Breaker. All you adventurers are the same." "Sheesh, what's this guy's deal?" Alright, I'm gonna pause it right here. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, leave a super thanks or a tip if you can. It always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!